Do you think the more you praise your partner, the more they'll love you? It's quite the opposite. You're turning yourself into a clinger who seems to be begging for a crumb of attention with your cheap compliments. In this section, I'm going to expose a truth I paid a high price for. When your words are too kind, they lose their power. I've experienced how, by turning praise into a cheap and constant commodity, my partner stopped making any effort to win my satisfaction. I learned that authority means your words must be as rare as gold. Your partner should thirst for a word of approval from you, rather than becoming indifferent because they hear repetitive flattery. You're about to learn how to use strategic silence and engineered praise to make your partner move mountains just to hear a single, "well done" from your lips. Step into the unseen. Welcome to the ultimate masterclass in decoding the female mind. The cheap praise trap. How undeserved compliments made you worthless in your partner's eyes. The neurology of reward and the psychology of survival in speech. Today, we enter a territory that determines the difference between a living relationship and a deteriorating one. The power of strategic praise. Let's start from the deep layers of the brain. According to research from Harvard Medical School, the human brain is designed for survival, and verbal affirmation from a life partner means internal security. When you praise your spouse, you are essentially charging their dopaminergic circuit. This is the exact same reaction a professional trader feels after a correct prediction in the stock or cryptocurrency market. In a world where we are daily bombarded with news of political tensions and fluctuations in the price of dollar and gold, the home must be the only sanctuary where a person feels enough and a hero. I believe many couples suffer from verbal stinginess. They think that if they praise too much, the other party will become spoiled. But this is a major cognitive error. In the world of professional sports, coaches like Pep Guardiola, even after a bitter loss, emphasize the players' strengths to rebuild team morale for the next game. At home, you are your spouse's emotional coach. If they are fighting career challenges or economic pressures caused by inflation in the outside world, when they return home, your words should act like steel armor. Praise should not be general. The sentence, "you're so good," doesn't have much impact. We need micro-praise, focusing on a very small but specific behavior. For example, instead of a general thank you, say, "I really admire how you spoke to that angry customer on the phone today with such patience. It shows your incredible self-control." This type of speech stimulates memory proteins in a way that your partner feels powerful for hours. Next, we want to see how this technique can act as an emergency brake on the edge of a major argument. The authority reconstruction scenario. A long dialogue in the midst of failure. Let's deliver on our promise and dissect a real and detailed scenario. Imagine Miriam, who is active in the field of technology and system design, has returned home with a shattered spirit after a failed presentation to investors. She feels her entire professional credibility is in question. Farhad has two choices here. Either say, "Don't worry, it'll be fine," like most people, or use praise engineering. Reconstructed dialogue, high density and detailed tone. Miriam, throwing her bag on the couch, eyes full of tears. "Farhad, it was truly awful. I feel like all these 2 years I spent on this project have been wasted. They didn't understand what I was saying at all. Maybe I'm really not cut out for this." Farhad, approaching slowly but maintaining personal space, starting with a calm and confident tone. "Miriam, all day today I was thinking about the day you first coded this project. Remember how you created a complex structure out of nothing? I've seen you solve problems with that analytical and delicate mind that others couldn't even understand. Their failure today to understand your idea doesn't mean you are weak. To me, you are still that mastermind who finds the solution when everyone else loses hope. I have faith in your genius, not in the judgment of a few people who only care about numbers. Don't forget, you are the same person who won the admiration of everyone at that international tech competition last year. Mariam, becoming a bit calmer but still hesitant. But Farhad, right now I feel empty. The project's funding is gone, and so is my credibility. Farhad, with more conviction. Your credibility isn't in their hands, it's in your nature. You are a smart warrior. Instead of grieving for that contract today, I'm thinking about how lucky I am to live with a woman who is brave enough to fight for her dreams. This failure is just a temporary market correction on your upward path. Let's focus tonight on how gracefully you handled yourself during that presentation despite all the pressure. I am proud of that grace. Deep analysis of this dialogue. See, Farhad used several techniques here. Separating identity from result. He reminded Mariam that her value isn't dependent on a contract. Referencing past evidence. He used Mariam's previous successes, the tech competition, as evidence to make his praise seem real. Using words of authority. Words like genius, grace, and smart warrior reconstructed Mariam's mental image of herself. In the world of cinema, we see in the movie Cinderella Man how the boxer's wife, with these very types of words, brings him back from the height of economic despair to the championship ring. This is the power of speech. When the currency and gold markets are fluctuating, the only stable currency you can print in your home is sincere praise. Cinematic dissection. When speech changes destiny. In the world of art and the 7 realms of cinema, we encounter 2 completely opposite paradigms regarding verbal affirmation. Let's dissect the acclaimed film Whiplash. Fletcher, the ruthless music instructor, believes that the most dangerous sentence in the world is "good job." Through humiliation and extreme pressure, he seeks to forge a genius out of his student. My critique of this approach in human relationships is this: the home is not Fletcher's battlefield. At home, we are not looking to train a world-class musician. We are seeking survival peace. Humiliation might make your partner run harder in the short term to prove themselves, but in the long run, it tears the emotional vocal cords of the relationship. In stark contrast, we have the masterpiece, The Pursuit of Happiness. Chris Gardner, in conditions where he doesn't even have money to stay in a homeless shelter, possesses only one asset: empowering words for his son. By praising his son's smallest abilities, he teaches him how to stand tall in a harsh outside world. In the year 2026, we have fallen into a cultural paradox. In technology exhibitions like CES, we witness robots designed to encourage humans, yet at home, we are stingy when it comes to praising our partners. We write long, admiring comments for a celebrity on the other side of the world who doesn't even know us, yet we withhold a simple "I am proud of you" from our spouse who carries the weight of daily exhaustion. This is emotional bankruptcy amidst verbal wealth. We must learn that praise, like the global gold ounce, is a secure backup for crisis days. When the negative verbal inflation rises at home, the value of your emotional currency crashes. Managing authority amidst economic and sporting storms. Let's look at the world of sports, where the psychology of praise determines the difference between championship and elimination. Great coaches like Jurgen Klopp or Phil Jackson are masters of psychological reconstruction. When a team is down by 3 goals at halftime, an amateur coach screams, but a great coach emphasizes the strengths he saw during training. He tells his players, "You are the ones who won that difficult game." This is anchoring in past success. In a shared life, you must be the emotional captain of your home. When economic news speaks of sharp fluctuations in currency and dollar rates, and financial pressure weighs heavily on the family's shoulders, It is not the time to critique your spouse's financial mistakes. At that moment, you must reconstruct their lost credibility with your words. Action plan. First, the radar vision exercise. Throughout the day, like a radar, look for the smallest positive act by your spouse and describe it with immense detail. Second, remove the toxic word "but" from your praises. Thanks for lunch, it was great, but it was a bit salty. This "but" destroys the entire positive effect of the sentence. Third, writing an authority note. In an era where everything has become digital and fast, a handwritten note in which you praise 3 personality traits of your partner remains in their mind like a precious antique. Do not forget that the gold and coin market always fluctuates, but investing in words is the only market where you will never lose. Keep the weather of your relationship always sunny with these words, even if an economic storm is raging outside the window. In episode 14, we will move to the heavy topic of anger management, where we learn how to hold our tongue captive to our reason at the peak of anger.